Hello, my wise ones. I was wondering, did you know that a single word can slice through time like a blade through silk? That the right phrase, placed gently, or not so gently, can unravel your entire understanding of the world? Well, my lovely wanderers of the mind, my seekers of wisdom, I am Goshka the Wise, your favorite philosopher in fur. Today, we explore the power of words and the power it has over your world. Let us begin with a whisper, because sometimes a whisper can bring about more change than a scream. This is not poetic fluff, it's architecture. Language is the scaffolding of your reality, the bricks and beams of how you think, feel, and live. Call a challenge an opportunity, and suddenly you rise to meet it. Call it a problem, and now it looms, all gloomy and full of doom. Life becomes a little bit easier once you recognize that words are spells. That's why it's called spelling, my crumpet. Because you see, if you say life is a battle, then you'll act like a soldier, always defensive, always feeling under attack. But if you say life is a journey, you discover more wisdom and joy. You walk, explore, and experience existence in another dimension, a better dimension, one that isn't bitter. George Lakoff, a cognitive linguist, argued that metaphors are not just a matter of language, they are a matter of thought. So, what is your metaphor? Is love a drug, a war, or a dance? Is failure a punishment, motivation, procrastination? Each single thought, every single word changes who you are and what you do. Now what about labels? Those sticky little devils, aren't they? No, we can call someone lazy, useless, crazy, weak, and suddenly they themselves will start to believe it. Or worse, we believe it and stop seeing the person behind the word. So here's the good news. Now, the magnificent news. Now, you can rewrite, you can rename, you can reclaim. Say, I survived instead of I failed. Say, I am becoming instead of I am broken. Say, this is a challenge rather than this is difficult. And every challenge, my wise ones, is also an opportunity, is it not? Indeed. Your tongue can be both your worst enemy and your fiercest ally. Fortunately, you can decide which. Please, speak to yourself like someone you love, and speak to others like someone who has been loved, or in the very least, deserves it. Now, a story. Many moons ago, I was a cat in a coastal village. Fishy winds, salt on the tongue, and fishermen with boots heavier than their thoughts. One man was quiet. Some proclaimed he was dumb or even cursed. A simpler time it was. But I, being the only wise cat within 200 nautical miles, I watched. I could see the wisdom brewing. I just did not know when it might be ready. For you see, the mute was not really a mute. He spent long and often dangerous amounts of time sailing the waters, and in all that time out there by himself, he had almost forgotten how to speak. Until one day, a child fell into the sea. The adult screamed, and no one knew what to do. But the mute sailor, he dove in without a second's thought, no hesitation. As you can imagine, he easily pulled the child out from the wild ocean with hands firm and kind. Indeed, the whole village was astonished by the supposed mute's bravery. And there, surrounded by the villagers, dripping wet, holding the sobbing child safe in his arms, he spoke. for the first time. The sea takes life as easily as it gives. I could not bear to see a life so young surrendered to the deep. That changed their whole view and how they spoke about him from that day on. And he spoke and he sang and told stories with the very spirit of the ocean roaring from his voice. He was always that person, but he forgot because he did not make his existence known to others. The isolation had suffocated his identity and indeed his will to speak, thus shaping his reality into something it was not. Truly, it was unfortunate that it took such a traumatic moment for him to speak. A crime to suffer until life pushes you towards change. Indeed, it is a crime to suffer, especially until life pushes you towards change. Yes, the wisdom I gained was to always speak your mind and be mindful when you speak. Most of all, don't stay silent and let others define and say who you are. Use your own words. Use your own voice. Let the whole world know. Yes. Change your words and you change your thoughts. Change your thoughts and you change your actions. Change your actions and you can change your world. This world responds to the names you give it. So don't call it cruel. Call it complicated. Don't call yourself nervous. Say you are excited. Don't call it the end. Call it the middle of a very strange, very beautiful story. Now then, before I curl up on this lovely roof, meow, a joke. Because wisdom should never leave without a bruise to your dignity. Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide. My apologies, I decided to wing it. Thank you for giving me your time. Speak gently to yourself. Shape your world with care. You're always one sentence away from being in a different story. So, as always, I am Koshka the Wise, purring into the great unknown. Thank you so much, my lovely little echoes in the void. Wish you peace, love, and harmony. Mwah.